before the Greek gods really took charge, there were titans. An interesting race, some of them pleasant, others deeply nasty. But the gods swept them all away, except for one or two. Atlas was one, and you know what they made him do? They made him hold up the sky. But there were a couple of others who were really helpful. There was Prometheus, who did odd jobs for the gods, and there was Prometheus. Now, some people say differently, but the way I heard it, Prometheus's own idea was making human beings. Zeus was quite happy to have these little toys to play with and look at. And Prometheus was happy to recreate some kind of company for himself. Imagine all the others of his kind wiped out or imprisoned under volcanoes, making Zeus's thunderbolts. So he took the clay from the riverbank and he kneaded it into shape. And he breathed the breath of life in it. And they ran about. He looked after them. He looked after them so well that he gathered up all the nasty things, disease and death and even those delusive hopes that we have nowadays, that we might do this and we might do that and things could be better. He took all those and he put them in a box so that people were really, really happy. And he gave the box to his brother Prometheus to look after. But there was still one thing that human beings didn't have, and that was fire. Imagine eating all your food cold. Imagine having to eat meat raw. Not only that, but you only had stones to cut things with. No fire, no metal. Still, people did the best they could, and Prometheus helped them. But he wanted to give them that vital spark. No point asking Zeus. Zeus knew very well that it was a gift of the gods, and the gods did not give gifts lightly. So Prometheus made up his mind that he would steal it. He planned very carefully. He got himself a hollow fennel stalk, dry hollow fennel stalk, and at dawn he lay down just by the edge of the world, just where Helios drove up the chariot of the sun. And as the chariot of the sun went by, going quite slowly because it was the beginning of the day, Prometheus pushed out the hollow fennel stalk and brushed it against the spokes of the chariot wheel, and it caught light. And then he pulled it towards himself and blew out the flame and put his hand over it and kept on blowing on it to keep it glowing. You couldn't afford to have a flame. Somebody would have seen it. And he went down to men and he passed the fire around. And they were glad. The trouble came later. The trouble came at night, when Zeus looked down from his cloudy palace and wondered if he was looking up, because the earth below him was dotted with little points of light. So fast had the use of fire spread that everybody had candles and little lamps and campfires, and they were cooking their meat. And these little dots of light were everywhere on the blackness below. So it looked just like the blackness above, with little dots of light that were stars. And Zeus was deeply angry, and he knew just what to do. He punished Prometheus. He took him and he chained him to a mountain in the Caucasus, that range of mountains away to the east of the Black Sea. Chained him there forever. Prometheus was immortal. But that wasn't enough for Zeus. He had a worse punishment. Every day, a big bird, some say a vulture, some say an eagle, came to Prometheus and flew down and gripped him with its talons and pecked out his liver. And every night the liver grew back. So the next day the bird came again. Imagine being Prometheus, looking up at the sky, the sun in your eyes, no way to shade them, and seeing that little black dot getting bigger and bigger every day till the end of time.